Welcome to the deep dive. So, today our mission really is to give you a kind of shortcut. We've looked at a whole stack of tips for learning English, faster, better, and just more practically. Yeah, if you're someone who wants to get the knowledge quickly, maybe you feel you're wasting time on old methods that just aren't working. Well, this deep dive is definitely for you. We're focusing on strategies that go beyond the usual textbooks. It's all about real communication.
hmm And we get the challenge, right? How do you learn effectively without just getting completely buried in information?
hmm
So today, we're going to try and model that clarity. We'll use simple, direct English, help you focus on just the most important bits.
Exactly. The material we're drawing from, it's basically a list. 10 things someone wishes they'd done differently if they were learning English all over again from scratch. So 10 really practical steps you could, well, use immediately. Okay, let's get into it, starting with the foundation. So tip number one, it's about sound. Pronunciation first. Why is that the place to begin? Seems kind of basic, maybe.
Oh, it's absolutely critical. I mean, think about it. If your pronunciation is decent, people will understand you much more easily, even if your grammar isn't perfect, right? But there's another thing, often forgotten.
Okay.
You'll actually enjoy how you sound when you speak English.
Yeah?
And, well, enjoying it. That's pure motivation.
Right. Motivation, that's the fuel.
Exactly. And motivation makes you speak more. Speaking more is, well, how you learn. Simple as that, really.
Okay, motivation is key. Now, let's talk vocabulary. Tip number two. We all remember those huge lists of words from school, don't we? Why does that kind of general approach, why does it often fail?
Well, it's just instant overload, isn't it?
Yeah.
The source material is pretty clear. Stop trying to learn words you'll, quote, never use. It's impossible to learn every word, and honestly, it's just frustrating.
So it needs to be practical, personal even. Instead of these giant lists, the source says just pick 3 topics, 3 things you actually like. Maybe it's travel, booking hotels, maybe cooking, food, maybe just stuff related to your job. And then to start with, you only learn words and phrases for those 3 areas.
And what's really interesting there is how much faster you feel like you're progressing, because you're learning words you might actually use, like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the language feel relevant straight away.
Uh-huh.
And your brain hangs on to relevant stuff much better, you know?
Okay, so we've got the basics. Sound and focused vocabulary. Now let's get into maybe unlearning some bad habits from school. Tip number 3, avoiding those robotic conversations.
Yeah, the source really calls out the old textbooks on this one. The dialogues can be so robotic. We all know the type,
Oh
right?
yeah, this is John. John is 30 years old. John is from London.
Exactly. If you talk like that in real life, well, you'll sound like a robot.
So the rule is, if
Yeah.
nobody actually talks like that, just don't learn it. Real speech is, well, it's messy, isn't it?
It is. It's emotional, as the source says. People use fillers like all the time.
Yeah.
We need to kind of accept that.
Okay, so if the textbooks are out for real conversation models, where do we find the good stuff? What should we listen to sound, real?
That's a great question, and it leads right into tip number 5. Listen to real people. The gold mine isn't the classroom necessarily. It's probably online.
Like, listen to people maybe venting about bad customer service on YouTube, or someone ranting about a friend on TikTok, that kind of thing.
Precisely. When you listen to those conversations, you're getting the whole package. This is the English you actually hear out on the street, the English you need.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to pay attention to everything.
Like what specifically?
The slang, the sarcasm, the jokes, and really importantly, the facial expressions and the gestures that go with the words. That's the full context. That's real communication.
Okay, this is interesting. We're moving from listening habits now to thinking habits. Tip number 6. This feels huge. Stop translating. Stop mentally translating everything back into your native language.
Yeah, this one needs a bit of unpacking. Translation doesn't just slow you down. It actually makes your brain do 2 jobs at once.
Right.
You're linking the English word to your native word, then linking your native word to the actual idea or concept. It's like an extra step that stops your brain forming a direct link, a direct connection between the idea, the image, the feeling, and the English word itself.
Wow, that's a lot of extra work for your brain. And when you try to translate back and forth, your sentences can sound, well, weird, as the source puts it. Because
Yeah.
the grammar, the structure, it just doesn't line up perfectly, does it?
Not usually, no.
Mm-hmm.
So the alternative is connect the English word's meaning only to a context or an emotion or just a simple picture in your head. Try to bypass your native language completely.
Skip that middle step.
Yeah. If you think about it, the main idea here is training yourself for speed. You want that English idea to just pop into your head
Yeah.
instantly without that slow translation detour.
Okay, makes sense. Let's shift to active immersion now, like constantly using the language. We can combine the next two tips here. Tip number 4 is, well, it's a bit unusual. Make your house your speaking partner.
Okay, I have to ask, doesn't narrating your whole day get exhausting? How do people stick with that?
That's fair. It's probably not about narrating every single second. It's more about building a habit, building automaticity. You want English to become a reflex, not just something you do in study time.
Okay, so how does it work?
So you're washing dishes, you just say it out loud. I'm washing the glass. Or this plate is very dirty. Simple stuff. You can do it with anything. Open the fridge. I am opening the fridge. Maybe you notice the milk is expired. You could pretend you're a beauty vlogger narrating putting on makeup.
Oh, okay.
Or explain what you're doing while cooking. Even just writing your shopping list in English.
I see. So this kind of low-pressure practice, it forces you to constantly retrieve basic words, right?
Yeah.
You find out which words you thought you knew, but can't actually pull up instantly.
Exactly. It's constant vocabulary retrieval practice, not just recognition.
And that constant practice naturally leads us to tip 7, using modern technology.
Right. Things have changed so much.
Oh, absolutely. Compared to, say, 25 years ago, we're incredibly lucky. You've got this powerful computer right in your pocket, your phone. There are AI apps to talk to real people all over the world.
So what are the practical steps here? The source material doesn't push specific apps, does it? But specific types of tools.
Correct. For grammar, basic sentence structure, find an app that gives you quick feedback. Error correction on small bits of language comfortably. That builds confidence. But then you need the social part.
The interaction.
Yes. Find another app, or maybe a person, for that speaking club dynamic. Maybe asynchronous voice messages or some structured role-playing, something interactive.
And I guess if you can afford it, actually hiring someone just to chat with a couple of times a week, that's a great option too. Forces you to commit and practice in real time.
Definitely. It's about moving from practicing inside your head to actually practicing with another human.
Okay, so we've got tools, habits. Now let's tackle maybe the biggest barrier for many people, mindset.
Yes, the mental game.
Which brings us to tip number 8. You really have to change how you think about making mistakes.
So many of us carry that fear from school, don't we? That memory of the teacher's red pen circling every single error on our homework.
Yeah, terrified of mistakes.
But that fear just isn't helpful for real communication. When you talk to someone in real life, they're not your teacher. They aren't grading you.
Right. They're just trying to understand your message.
Exactly. They're just trying to have a conversation. They're not analyzing every word. The goal in life communication is totally different from the goal in school, which was often accuracy above all else.
That red pen fear, it makes us prefer silence over risking a mistake, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
But what if you flip the goal? What if, for your next conversation, your aim wasn't perfection, but maybe to make 10 clear mistakes, just as an experiment?
Huh. That shifts the focus completely. From fear to just trying things out.
Right. And that leads straight into tip number 9. Stop waiting until you feel ready to speak.
Oh, this is a big one. The idea that you need to be 100% perfect before you can start using the language, it's just impossible, isn't it?
It really is. It never happens. You're frankly never ready. You just have to jump in and do it, except that it won't be perfect.
The core message here seems to be bad English is better than silent English. Is that fair?
That sums it up perfectly. If you wait for perfection, you make 0 mistakes. If you make 0 mistakes, you learn. Well, nothing. Speaking, even imperfectly, is how you learn to speak better.
Okay, the final tip, number 10. This sounds like a great tool for motivation, especially when you hit that plateau, that feeling of, ugh, I still sound bad. The tip is record yourself.
Yes. Voice memos, short videos, whatever works.
Why, though? Why record yourself?
Because you, as the learner, often don't notice your own progress. You're too focused on today's struggles. But if you listen back to a recording from just, say, a month ago, the improvement can be a real eye-opener. It's often way more than you realize.
So recording helps you become your own motivator, your own coach almost.
Exactly. It makes the progress tangible, visible, or audible, I guess. Plus, like the source points out, who knows? Practicing talking to a camera might lead somewhere unexpected. Maybe you do become that vlogger or TikToker you enjoy watching. Turns practice into potential opportunity.
Right. So let's wrap up this deep dive. The traditional way of learning, focusing so much on reading and writing, it can create this illusion that you can speak. But then you try, and the words just freeze. These 10 tips really push you hard towards what actually matters, speaking. Real, messy human communication.
Yes, stepping back, the big picture here is that the modern way to get fluent, it's personal, it's definitely messy, and it's all about communication and making it automatic, not chasing perfect grammar right away. Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener.
Okay.
If you decide to try that house's speaking partner method, what's the most specific, maybe slightly weird, detailed activity you could narrate today? Something that forces you to find very specific words.
Not just I am making coffee.
Right. Don't pick the obvious things. Pick something small, detailed, like I am folding the socks now, or maybe I am trying to fix this broken lamp. Start there. Today, find those specific words.